The Crithian Empire had conquered 47 star systems in less than a decade. Their warships, massive constructs of bioengineered metal and plasma weaponry, had reduced entire civilizations to ash and memory. When High Commander Zexthor received reports of a small, isolated system called Sol, he barely glanced at the data before issuing the invasion order. Primitive. Single planet. Negligible defenses, his tactical officer had reported. What the Crithians didn't know was that humanity had been watching them for months. Commander Imogen stood on the bridge of the TSDF Relentless, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display showing 12 Crithian warships breaching the Kuiper Belt. Her jaw tightened as she watched the massive vessels, each one dwarfing her destroyer by a factor of 10. They ignored the warnings, she said quietly. Lieutenant Jason Reeves looked up from his station, his fingers still dancing across the tactical interface. All 7 automated messages, ma'am. They didn't even respond. Just kept coming. Emma nodded slowly. The warnings had been clear, transmitted in 43 different languages and mathematical sequences. Terran territory. Unauthorized entry will be met with lethal force. Turn back now. The Crithians had 3 hours to comply. They'd used that time to accelerate deeper into the solar system. Battle stations, Emma commanded. Her voice carried across the bridge with the weight of finality. Reeves, activate the grid. Full power. Jason's hands moved with practiced precision. Aye, Commander. Initiating sequence now. Throughout the solar system, hidden among asteroids, buried in moons, and orbiting in the cold darkness of space, thousands of weapons platforms came online. The grid, humanity's first and last line of defense, had taken 40 years to build. It had never been tested in actual combat. Until now. High Commander Zexthor watched the primitive solar system unfold before him with barely concealed contempt. His ships had already begun targeting the third planet, the one the natives called Earth. Scans showed a population of nearly 10 billion, plenty of bodies for the labor camps, once the initial bombardment softened their resistance. Commander, we're detecting unusual energy signatures, his sensor operator called out. Multiple sources. Thousands of them. Zexthor's mandibles clicked in amusement. Desperation. They're powering up whatever pathetic defenses they. The first salvo hit like the wrath of an angry god. Railgun projectiles, accelerated to 0.3 C, punched through the lead Crithian warship's shields as if they were made of paper. The kinetic energy alone was enough to superheat the vessel's hull, turning it into an expanding cloud of superheated plasma in less than 2 seconds. Before Zexthor could even process what had happened, 3 more ships simply ceased to exist. Evasive maneuvers. Return fire, he shrieked, his composure shattering. But there was nowhere to evade to. The grid had been designed with a simple philosophy. Create a kill zone so dense that nothing could pass through it alive. Every angle, every possible trajectory had been calculated and covered. Emma watched the tactical display with cold satisfaction as the Crithian formation disintegrated. Jason called out status reports in a steady voice, his years of training overriding any emotion. 8 hostiles neutralized, remaining 4 attempting to retreat. Grid tracking. Firing solution locked. Fire. Emma said simply. More railgun rounds screamed through space, joined now by directed energy weapons and swarms of autonomous hunter-killer drones. The Crithians had never encountered anything like it. Their empire had grown fat on conquering species that fought with honor, with conventional tactics, with predictable strategies. Humanity fought to win. Period. The last Crithian ship managed to rotate its bow toward the Kuiper Belt, engines flaring at maximum thrust. For a moment, it looked like it might actually escape. Then the Relentless herself fired. Emma's ship carried a weapon that even she found excessive, a quantum singularity projector. Jason had nicknamed it the Eraser during training exercises. A point of absolute darkness appeared directly in the fleeing ship's path. Space-time twisted, and the Crithian vessel was pulled apart molecule by molecule, stretched into spaghettification before winking out of existence entirely. Silence fell across the bridge. Scan for survivors, Emma ordered, though she already knew the answer. Jason worked his console, then shook his head. None, Commander. Total annihilation. Mission time. For minutes, 37 seconds. Emma allowed herself a slow breath. 12 Crythian warships, vessels that had obliterated worlds, destroyed in less than 5 minutes. She felt no joy in it, only grim necessity. Send a message to Crythian space, she said. Full spectrum broadcast. Jason nodded and opened the channel. Emma stepped forward, her image now being transmitted across light years of space. When she spoke, her voice was level, almost gentle, which somehow made it more terrifying. This is Commander Emma Chun of the Terran Space Defense Force. 12 of your warships violated our territory despite repeated warnings. They have been destroyed with 0 Terran casualties. We do not seek conflict, but we will not tolerate aggression. The next time you enter Sol System without authorization, we will not stop at your warships. We will follow you home. Consider this your only warning. Sol System is Terran territory. Trespassing guarantees death. She made a cutting motion across her throat, and Jason severed the transmission. Think they'll listen this time? He asked quietly. Emma looked out at the stars, at the slowly dissipating clouds of debris that had once been an invasion force. They'd better. Because if they come back, we'll show them why humanity survived long enough to reach the stars in the first place. Jason understood. Humanity had crawled up from a hostile planet, survived ice ages and plagues, endured wars and near-extinction events. They had learned to fight not with honor or glory in mind, but with pure, calculating brutality when necessary. The grid powered down to standby mode, waiting. Silent. Patient. The Empire had been warned. Most species in the galaxy fought according to codes of honor, with rules of engagement and acceptable losses. Humanity had learned a different lesson in their bloody history. When someone threatens your home, you don't wound them. You erase them. And you make sure everyone else is watching when you do it at the end.